Welcome into this edition of FYI. I'm very pleased to tell you that we have been on the air. We are the longest running local independent program in Jacksonville. And for the past 15 years, we've presented so many companies on the air with us. But this is the first time that we're going to be presenting a company that's in the particular business that A.J. Wells is in. Mr. Wells is a roofer. Now, let me see if I can get him down off the roof. A.J., is it possible I could get you to come down here for just a minute? Thank you. Now, somewhere, somehow, someplace, it's going to happen. You're going to need either repairs to your roof or a new roof. And when that happens, you want to be sure that you call the right roofing company because it's so important. For example, this roof that they're ripping off here now is only 15 years old. Well, that shouldn't really happen. But it did happen, and so as a consequence, Mr. Wells and his crack crew are up there now doing what they need to do to secure the roof, to do what they call the rip-off, which will take about a day, and then the next day the new roof goes on, and a new roof will be in place. But it will be a special kind of roof put together by a very special company. And so when it comes time to replace or fix your roof, you want a certain kind of company. You want a certainteed master shingler. And that is exactly what A.J. Wells Roofing is, a certainteed master shingler. What exactly does that mean, A.J.?
Well, Alan, certainteed master shingler is when you meet all the requirements by the manufacturer by installing the shingles properly to meet all building codes and the satisfaction of the certainteed manufacturer itself.
Okay, so not everybody can be a certainteed master shingler.
No, Alan. No, Alan.
Now that's a license that's conferred on you by the certainteed company.
Yes, sir.
And that's who you buy your shingle from.
Yes, sir. And what they do is come out here on frequent job sites and do random checks and make sure we're keeping up the quality of workmanship that comes along with the quality of shingles that they sell.
I gotcha. All right. So is there any real benefit to the homeowner other than the fact that they're getting a certainteed master shingler to do the work for them? Is there any benefit to the homeowner?
You get added warranties. The manufacturer actually will, if there's any defects in the shingle or if I installed it improperly, they will actually warranty it and pay for a new roof to get put on.
I see. Are there certain qualifications that your company must have?
Yes, you must be in business at least 5 years. Mm-hmm. They come out to the job site and make sure you're installing the shingles right. You must have at least 3 installers that are qualified to install the shingles per code and per requirement by the certainty manufacturer specs. And once you meet those requirements, that's your guys on the job, which the guys are up on the roof. At least 3 of them are certainteed. Actually, I have 5 of them that are certainteed qualified installers. And once they meet that requirement, along with me, we get the license.
You told me off camera, how many roofs are you doing a week?
About 6 roofs a week, Alan.
Okay, what makes you so popular, do you think?
Well, one is communication between me and the homeowner. 2, the product I sell is Certainteed's been named #1 for the last 3 years in a row and by Consumer Reports.
Yes.
So very good quality material and the workmanship. And I don't ask for any money up front on any job until you're 100%.
Hold it. Time out. I want to just ask you a question now. I want to hear that again. Did you say that there's no money paid up front until you're finished with the job?
Absolutely.
Nothing?
Nothing.
So it's not until the consumer, the customer, is satisfied that Mr. Wells receives any payment?
Absolutely.
Well, certainly that stands tall in my mind as being an indication of your integrity.
Yes.
All right. When I was introducing you, I mentioned the fact that here's a roof on a house that's only 15 years old. Should the folks here who bought this house actually have to replace the roof after 15 years? I don't think so, right?
No, sir. What happens is that the builder that built some of these houses, and that's in the case of anywhere in Jacksonville, they might have used a substandard shingle that didn't meet, it was a 30-year shingle, but it was a subgrade shingle, so therefore they didn't get the life out of it that they were originally expecting.
Yeah.
I went up on the roof to do a estimate for a lady in Deerwood, and got up on the roof with my digital camera and snapped a bunch of pictures of her ridge cap, her shingles, her pipe boots, just did a thorough inspection of her roof. So when I got down off the roof to give her her estimate, her written estimate, I could explain to her because a homeowner cannot get up on the roof and actually do the inspection herself because the roof is, you know, her roof was steep, of course. And so I took her digital photos of her roof, and it kind of laid out. She didn't really know what it looked like, so when I showed her pictures, she couldn't believe how much damage she had on her roof, where wear and tear, and you know, all the rain we had is just, her roof is totally, you know, gone.
Okay, so you completed the rip-off. Okay, now you're putting down, is that felt you're putting down?
No, actually
there?
it's a pill and seal membrane. It's a second water barrier. Insurance companies suggest that you use a second water barrier in case we have a bad storm or hurricane and the shingles should happen to get blown off in a bad storm. You have the second water barrier. If they get ripped off, the second water barrier protects your home. It's only about $300 or $400 more on this type of roof. On a smaller roof, it's only a couple $100 more. So far, they repaired 6 sheets of OSB on this house so far through moisture damage, getting up underneath the shingles over time and damaged the wood. They re-nailed all the decking per mitigation code here in Florida with 2 3/8 ring shank nails. They had to re-nail the entire decking, fixed any of the wood damage, which is so far 6 sheets of OSB.
Right.
And now we're installing the underlayment.
Okay. And when will they be finished with this and cleaned up and out of here?
They'll be finished maybe tomorrow. It's 65 squares. This is a very big house.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
So this is a job, and this is a pretty big job, with
Very
a lot
big job.
of valleys and crickets and, you know,
Very, steep slope, 912, yes.
And this is a 2-day job. So
2-day job, yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
That is really amazing.
Yep.
Do your competitors do the work as quickly as you seem to do it?
Not really. I mean, I watch other competitors, and they don't have the, I would say, the workforce that I have. If I have 15 guys that work for me full time, they are my workers. They're employed by me, and
that's an important point, isn't it?
Yes, I do not subcontract anything out.
And this is a point for you folks. You should know this, that you're supposed to ask for your insurance information before
absolutely.
you start a job. Okay? Do you give that to all of your customers?
I give everybody that I meet with to give an estimate, a portfolio of my company. It gives information about my website, my license numbers, workmanship warranties, copy of the certainty manufacturer warranty, general liability, workman's comp. I give them a portfolio. It's about a 1/4 inch thick that has all my information about my company. So if they want to do any kind of research, I give them everything at, you know,
you do just about everything except invite them to your birthday party.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Alan.
All right, AJ and I will be back with more excellent information for you. So what's the take-home message going to be with this program? Well, it's real simple. That if you're going to replace the roof, first of all, what you need to do right now during the break here is you need to run outside and quick look at your roof and see if you've got any of those curly shingles on there, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, if you do have curly shingles, call AJ and he'll come out and take a look for you and see whether or not you're in trouble. Anyway, this is a program where we'll be visiting some more folks. I think from here we're going over to Mandarin to see somebody,
yes, sir.
Right? Okay, so you stay with us. We'll be back right after this important message.
Sometime you're going to need your roof repaired or replaced. When that time comes, call Jacksonville's best certainty master shingler, AJ Wells Roofing.
He told me when he got through it, if I was satisfied, then that's when I paid.
They keep it clean, they clean up after themselves, and they're just great folks to work with.
AJ Wells Roofing will deliver superior on-time performance, workmanship, and service. Call now for a free inspection and price quote. For emergency service, call 904-553-0069.
Well, I didn't know where to start, so I went to the internet. And,
yeah, that's what a lot of people
and
do.
I ended up at a site called Quality Smith, and Quality Smith arranged for 3 contractors to contact me and come out and provide me quotes. One of those contractors didn't show up.
Really?
Called me later, and I said, "Hey, I'm sorry, you missed it." AJ Wells was one of the few people that did come out and give me a quote.
Were there people who came to visit with you that you knew, even if they gave you the lowest quote, you weren't going with?
Yes, I knew in my mind it was not about the lowest quote. It was about the quality and integrity of the contractor. Somebody who I knew would do a good job. So as it turned out, AJ's quote was the low quote, and he was the contractor that impressed me the most, and I thought the most comfortable.
That's the perfect situation, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Peter says not only were you the lowest bidder on the job, but also he felt you were the highest quality. That is not necessarily the norm. The norm is usually the lowest bidder is maybe not the highest quality.
Well, Alan, what it boils down to is that I do quantity along with quality. You know, that's
They're
how
not
I'm able.
mutually exclusive. Quality and quantity in your mind are not mutually exclusive.
Never. I mean, absolute quality is just that I want to get more jobs when I get in a neighborhood. I want a neighbor to go over to another neighbor and said, AJ Wells did me a great job on my roof, and I was able to refer him over to you because he did me a quality job, and that gets me more business in a neighborhood or subdivision, whatever it might be. And that's why I'm able to price my roofs lower than the other roofing contractors.
I see.
And still produce a good quality job with good quality materials, certainty shingles.
But doesn't it depend to a certain extent on the speed, the rapidity with which you go through the job? If you had to spend 3 or 4 days on the job, you couldn't charge those prices, could you?
Absolutely not. I mean, we're in and out in 2 days. First day we tear the roof off, fix any wood damage, re-nail the decking, put the underlayment on. The second day we have the building inspector by the city of Jacksonville come out, or St. Johns County or Clay County, whichever county we're working in, come out there and inspect the roof the second day. Once he gives us his blessing on the roof, saying we meet all the building requirements, we proceed on with shingles and we finish up the second day. That's how we're able to pass on the actual price lower estimate than the other roofing contractors.
Well, a good standard to measure the quality of one's work is how many of these inspections do you get through the first time without it being red tagged? Let's say a 0 to 90, 0 to 100%. What percentage would you say that you?
I go through about 99% of all inspections without having any kind of hiccups on the inspections. Usually all building inspectors know my work and I give a good quality job. If they have any kind of problems that they might see, I'm there. My guys are there ready to fix the problems right away while the building inspector's there, so we can pass the inspection and proceed on with a good quality job.
That's half the battle, isn't it, right
It's
there?
absolutely half the battle.
Because if you don't pass the inspection, you're held up for a week.
Yeah, you're behind schedule. You're already behind the 8 ball. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. AJ, let's talk a little bit about this particular roof. This roof is another challenge because, again, you've got all of these valleys. It's got a
steep slope.
Steep slope.
912.
912 slope. What exactly does that mean when you say it's a 912
It's
slope?
9 inches of rise for every foot of run. So that means for every 12 inches of run, you have 9 inches of rise per every foot. So it's a 912 pitch roof. A slope, 912 slope.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that some of the folks who are watching this program got that, but it went right over my head. All right. So what were some of the challenges you faced on this particular roof?
Well, the challenges that we faced on this roof, Alan, was, one, it was a steep slope roof. It's very difficult to work on, so my guys had to use safety harnesses on. We specialize in steep slope roofs. A lot of roofing contractors, when they get on a roof above a 612 pitch, they actually decline it. They don't even want to work on it. We specialize in steep slope roofs. So when we pull up to a job, it might take us a little longer tearing the shingles off and getting the prep work done, but when we're finished, it's a good quality job, and the homeowner's usually 100%
And basically
happy.
every house in Jacksonville that has a vaulted ceiling
Oh, absolutely.
in the family
Steep
room
slope.
or in the great room is a steep slope roof. isn't
Absolutely, Alan. Absolutely.
It actually took 2 days, and I was impressed with that.
You would recommend AJ Wells Roofing, would that be correct?
Oh, absolutely, without doubt, yes.
AJ, tell me the difference for the homeowner between this roof, exactly the same roof here. This is what, a 25-year roof?
30-year architectural shingle.
30-year architectural shingle. Tell me the difference between you did this as a certified or certaintied master shingler as opposed to somebody who used the same material but does not have that certaintied designation. What's the benefit to the homeowner?
What's the benefit to the homeowner? The benefit of the homeowner is peace of mind, one. That's the number one. That the shingles have been installed right. If the certainty manufacturer were to come out here and double check the work, everything would be done to their specs and give full warranty, the 30-year manufacturer warranty, and they would be able, if they had any problems with it, manufacturer defects, or it didn't withstand a 110-mile wind load that when I gave them the original estimate, Certainty would come out here and pay me to put a new roof on this house.
Folks, if you need to get a new roof or you need your roof repaired, AJ Wells is the fellow to call. He is Jacksonville's best certainty certified master shingler. And we'll be right back after this important message.
Sometime you're going to need your roof repaired or replaced. When that time comes, call Jacksonville's best certainty master shingler, AJ Wells Roofing.
He told me when he got through it, if I was satisfied, then that's when I paid.
They keep it clean, they clean up after themselves, and they're just great folks to work with.
A.J. Wells Roofing will deliver superior on-time performance, workmanship, and service. Call now for a free inspection and price quote. For emergency service, call 904-553-0069.
I was walking the street here with AJ. Do you know how many houses on this street have been done by AJ Wells?
I would say, I think on this street alone has to probably 15, 20. I know in the neighborhood he's probably done 25 or 30 in the whole neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Carla, was there anything at all in your conversations with AJ that kind of just tipped the scales in his direction?
Well, I'm very involved in the community
Yeah.
and in community involvement, and I found out that AJ is a supporter of the 4-H Foundation
Mm-hmm.
and is also a supporter of the 4-H Junior Master Gardener Program.
Okay.
So a businessman that will give back to the community, that's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. So what you're saying is basically that AJ took part of the fee that he earned for doing your roof and made a donation to 4-H.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great.
Exactly. To support the community that is supporting him.
I got an emergency call from Jerry. He told me he had a leaky roof. And when I got down here, I seen an improper repair done on his house. The insurance adjuster suggested that he get a repair done instead of a replacement. Sometimes that's the case. A repair can be done. But in most cases, you need a roof replacement. So you need to hire a licensed roofing contractor like me to come out here and give you an assessment and a written estimate on a roof replacement, or I will tell you that you can get away with a repair. But don't let an insurance adjuster tell you anything that might lead you in the wrong direction. If you need a roof replacement, I'll give you a written estimate. If you need a repair, I will be honest about it and tell you need your repair on your roof.
It was a leak up in the garage area.
Okay.
And the insurance company came out here and looked at it and said, well, it'd be worth this, this, and this. You can have the existing roof repaired. But after it was supposedly repaired, we still had leaks.
Yeah.
So I saw a sign, or some people down the street was having a roof replaced, and I asked them who was doing it because it looked like a top-notch job. Or so
Okay.
they told me they have a guy call me, and this guy called me, and I didn't know who he was. And he came by and he said he didn't know what kind of insurance adjuster came and looked at it for repairs, but the whole roof needed to be replaced.
The whole roof was shot.
It was shot.
Well, the insurance company's never your friend. The insurance company wants to save themselves some money.
Correct.
Cheaper to repair it than it is to replace it.
Well, in patching and repairing and being this close to the coast and the storms that we have here,
Right.
patching doesn't get it done.
It's 9,000 degrees out here, just like it is every summer in Jacksonville. These guys on the roof, they don't stop. They work like it could be 50 degrees out here, and they're keeping everything neat and clean. That's the kind of job you get when you call AJ Wells Roofing Company. Yes, and the best part of it is, AJ says, you will not pay me a dime, not one dime, until you have said it passes. It's exactly what I wanted. What was the story on this particular house?
This is actually a foreclosed house, and Chet Walker is the gentleman you met earlier. He purchased the house. It needed a new roof. I'm also a general contractor, so we're doing major renovations on the inside.
So the advantage is that you can do things that most roofing companies can't do because you are a general contractor.
You're absolutely
Is that
right. You're absolutely right.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
I have framers that can do everything from rafter repair to fascia repair to soffit repair to make sure you get a structurally sound roofing system. So we run full lengths, 8 to 12 foot lengths, nailing off with ring shank nails, strapping it if need be. We do it by the Florida Building Code. Like this roof, I figured there's probably going to be about 3 or 4 sheets of plywood, and I was almost dead on my number, about 3 or 4 sheets of plywood.
That's what happens when you're an expert, AJ. Now, when will these guys be finished? When will they
They'll be finished today. One day on this roof.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is absolutely amazing. I see Chet over there. Is that Chet over there?
That is Chet.
Chet, come on over here just a second, will you? Here, this is Chet. Chet is the homeowner. Now, let me ask you this question, Chet. You got AJ. Come on in here,
Okay.
AJ. Don't be shy. You got AJ up there on your roof.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear him tell me just now that he's going to be finished with your roof today? Can you believe that?
Well, he told me he'd have it done in a day, so I believe him. I take his word for it. If he tells me he's going to do something,
Now,
he does it.
is this going to be your new house, or are you buying this to fix it up and resell it?
This is my house.
This is going to be your house.
sir.
Okay. And you bought it at a good price because,
Yes, sir.
unfortunately, it was a foreclosed house.
Yes,
so you
sir.
bought it at a good price. How did you know about A.J. Wells?
Word of mouth. A friend of mine is a good friend of his. He says he does good work. I took his word for it, and so far, it's turned out pretty good.
Were you totally blown away when you found out that you don't have to pay him any money till he's finished? To me, that was amazing.
It was. I made sure, and I asked him if that was all right. And so he said, yeah. So until it's done, he don't get paid.
Well, Chet, get out your checkbook because he's about to be done.
The end of the day is almost up.
Arthur was very generous in giving me an estimate in a very fast time, and it was a good price, and picked out the shingles, and he said he could do it for this amount of money. He gave me a written quote, said it would be no extra, it would be, that was a firm price, and he came and did the job in about a week. He was here on the job, and 3 days later he walked off clean as a whistle, brand new roof.
Perfect.
And looked good.
And what did you think about the fact that he wouldn't take any money from you until he was finished with the job?
That was surprising.
Did that blow
because,
your mind?
Yes, because a lot of contractors want either a deposit or maybe even half of the
Right.
cost to do the job to start with. And he told me when he got through, and if I was satisfied, then that's when I paid.
You don't hear
Was
that
it?
too often.
Not ever.
So what did that say to you when he
A
told you?
very legitimate businessman. He's in the business for the long haul, and if he treats his customers right, he has more down the road.
Hey, listen, we'll be back. More A.J. Wells, more great roofs to look at right after this important message. Please stay glued to your television set. By the way, if you've not seen all of this program, you can go right to A.J. Wells' website and take a look at the program in its entirety. We'll be right back.
Sometime you're going to need your roof repaired or replaced. When that time comes, call Jacksonville's best certainteed master shingler, A.J. Wells Roofing.
He told me when he got through, and if I was satisfied, then that's when I paid.
They keep it clean, they clean up after themselves, and they're just great folks to work with.
A.J. Wells Roofing will deliver superior on-time performance, workmanship, and service. Call now for a free inspection and price quote. For emergency service, call 904-553-0069.
Carla, you were telling me off camera that the way that some people came to give you an estimate is they didn't come to give you an estimate, they sent you a letter or an email? What was that about?
I'm getting this letter in the mail from companies I never heard of, and
Yeah.
I guess what they had done, because the hailstorm had come through, is they went down to the property records office.
Ah, okay.
And
So you're
just
kind of
sent
being
letters.
solicited. All right.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. So how much damage had been done to your roof during the storm?
Quite a bit. We weren't aware till probably a good 7 or 8 months after the storm. We knew there was car damage, but we didn't know our roofs were damaged.
Right.
And then one house.
How did you know?
One house had a new roof.
Right.
And then the next house had a new roof.
Uh-huh.
And we're all thinking, okay, is this the one person paints their house, everybody paints their house?
Right.
And
Is this keeping up with the Joneses
keeping up-
roof-wise?
Exactly. You know, I mean, let's go beyond paint. So one of the neighbors had
Yeah.
said they had spoken to Arthur, and he was doing an estimate, and I went right over and I said, can you come take a look at our roof?
Sure.
And
So what happened next?
Arthur climbed up on the roof.
Okay.
And he said, you've got hail damage.
Right.
You've got damage on the shingles from the hail.
So did you think that you could repair it rather than replace it?
No, because he was very educational. He explained with the hail, it causes damage to the back of the shingles. And if it's over 25 to 30%, you really need to replace the roof.
How big were those hailstones?
Oh, I would say, I was in the car when the storm came.
Uh-huh.
I would say probably an inch and a half, maybe.
Like a golf ball.
A little bit smaller than a golf ball, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
So, Paula, you got an estimate from AJ. Now, you'd need to get some other estimates.
You can get other estimates. More important than other estimates is referrals and checking
Yeah,
references on the roofers.
Right.
I had the insurance company come out, and their adjuster gave me an estimate. And I sat down with my husband, and we looked at it, and then we looked at Arthur's estimate and his education. And I guess the best word to say
Now, how
is
close was the estimate that you had from the insurance company to Arthur's estimate?
right on. Spot money. Spot money. Because he's been in the business, he knows.
He knows.
You know.
Yeah.
And, you know, not to knock any other contractors, but you'll get some that'll come with a higher estimate, you know, some with a lower estimate just to try to get your business. But you want somebody that's going to give you an honest work for the money from the insurance company.
But I'll bet I know what really blew you away.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what it is, because I've been talking to people during the day today, and I'm blown away by this, and I'm sure that you were as well. The thing about the money. No money. You don't give him any money up front.
Oh, no, you don't pay him till it's done. That was the greatest thing of all. He didn't require a deposit. He didn't want the money until the job was done and inspected by the insurance company.
Have you ever heard of that before? I mean, I am so flabbergasted by this.
Isn't that amazing?
Early on, I was out there and pretty much keeping an eye on how they were doing things, making sure it was done the way it was explained to me.
Right.
And they were following the code issues and whatnot.
And your confidence grew as you watched?
Absolutely, yes. And I just pretty much felt comfortable with Arthur right from the beginning, right from the phone call on out. Very professional attitude, but friendly at the same time.
Did you tip off any of the folks, including Arthur, that you were a quality control expert?
I did not. I believe I might have mentioned that to Arthur after everything was all agreed upon and he was going to do the work.
Right.
Yeah. He explained everything right from the get-go and told me what he was going to do to even bring the roof up to current codes.
Right.
That are required. And I was very impressed with that because no one else made that point to me.
How do you feel about your new roof?
We are ecstatic. My wife and I are extremely pleased. We think it looks just fabulous.
How long did it take from start to finish?
I mean, the roof itself was complete after 2 days, but the cleanup took just a little bit of time in the third day.
How unpleasant was this?
It was not unpleasant at all. There were no problems, not at all. We had zero issues. His crew was very professional. The first day I went to work and there were no problems. Came back and it was half done. Went to sleep, no problems at all. Woke up the next morning, went to work, came back. It was 100% done. It was fabulous. It was incredible.
That's amazing. On a scale of a 0 to a 10, you would give A.J. Wells a
11.
Okay.
Going with A.J. Wells Roofing, you get fair, honest pricing, you get quality work, professionalism, and the most important, you would never know there was a job site going on. They keep it clean, they clean up after themselves, and they're just great folks to work with.
I would, without hesitation, I would recommend A.J. Wells Roofing to anybody.
I truly hope that you enjoyed your visit with A.J. Wells as much as we enjoyed bringing this fine company to you. Now, if you happen to be driving around Jacksonville and you see this truck, and it's pretty hard to miss this truck, and A.J.'s behind the wheel, as he would be, roll your window down and say, "Hey, A.J., I saw you on TV, and when I need a roof, you're the guy I'm going to call." And you know something? You wouldn't be making a mistake to do that. There are two things that stand out in my mind about A.J. Wells. Number one is he does what he says he's going to do, and he's not going to take a cent from you until you have said, "I'm satisfied, A.J., with the job. I'm satisfied with the job." Well, let's make it three things. And the third one would be that he is a certaintied master shingler. And for you as the homeowner or the business owner, that's very important. Well, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you again the next time.